So it's time for our chamber legislative update. We have been spending a lot of time working with our partners in local government to continue to support our business community and our region at large. I just want to give you a quick run through some of the most important things that you should be aware of. First, as you know by now, the city of SLO is losing our city manager, Derek Johnson, at the end of April. We're all saddened by the news, but we know the city has built a strong team of support behind Derek, and that team will be able to continue the momentum we've been building to keep the city of SLO moving forward. Our 2024 Chamber Chair, Brad Reckwald, spoke at City Council to thank Derek for all of his work and to offer the City Council our support in the upcoming processes and decisions to fill the city manager role. On that note, a big thank you and a congratulations to Whitney McDonald is now the interim city manager stepping in. Thank you so much, Whitney. We will have Derek Johnson with us next month as a speaker so that he can give a farewell to Good Morning SLO, literally like on his last day. So the biggest issue that the city and the county have had substantial hearings on during the month of March is housing. Both bodies have had study sessions in March to discuss the latest on housing policy. This is obviously a huge long-term issue. We must keep rolling that boulder up the hill because we cannot afford to slow down or go backwards. Housing will continue to be the governor of our region on how and if we will continue to grow our economy. We need housing that allows a stable workforce and for individuals and young families to make their space in SLO County. To tackle this issue, we're looking back at what has been successful. One major success was that the city of SLO updated its land use and circulation element back in 2014. That update unlocked major housing opportunities at both San Luis Ranch and Avila Ranch, not to mention the smaller developments that have done great work to help grow our housing stock. As we see that last loose update near its full build-out, our advocacy will focus on starting work on the next set of plans, whether that is a look at the specific area plans around Upper Monterey, Mid-Higuera, the Margarita area, and or Tank Farm area, or a limited city general plan update. We believe these plan updates at the city and the complementary ones at the county will help us identify the next opportunities to meet our housing needs. Additionally, in the shorter term, we believe that we can look at some of the codes that are on the books that have not been as effective for delivering housing as we had hoped. We are advocating for the city and the development community to look at the existing codes like the 75-foot height limit downtown or the newly implemented flexible density program as barriers within the code that we could amend to facilitate more housing units. On another housing topic, the Chamber helped facilitate the SLO County Housing Summit 2 weeks ago, where we brought together speakers and a panel to discuss the entire continuum of housing. How we can create more housing at all levels. We know it's sold out, and so if you were not able to attend, a few calls to action that came from these discussions were: one, if we support new housing, then we must attend hearings and meetings to let elected officials know that we do support new housing projects. Elected officials can not only be hearing from people who want to stop building housing. Number two, like we discussed about the update in the city of SLO, we need to take the next steps at the county to utilize the HIF, I don't know, what do we call it today? The Housing and Infrastructure Plan next steps and implementation of that framework throughout the region. Do we need a housing czar at the county? Well, maybe so. And finally, number three, that if genuinely want to develop a significant amount of affordable housing, that we need to develop a dedicated line of funding that will allow groups like People's Self-Help Housing or the Housing Authority of SLO to leverage state and federal dollars to create a significant amount of affordable housing. One last item, and again related to our housing stock, is the city of SLO is working on an energy efficient renovations policy for existing buildings. This would require energy efficiency upgrades to cut greenhouse gas emissions in existing buildings undergoing significant renovations or remodeling. The city came to our Legislative Action Committee to share their initial thoughts and gain our feedback last fall. The city took that feedback from the Chamber and other organizations and is getting ready to bring back their recommendations for an actual policy. Key point, your stove is not on the chopping block. We will have the city staff back in April at our advisory committee, but the initial draft shows the city is recommending that residential units that have a major addition of 500 or more square feet or alterations of 50% or more of the square footage must make energy efficiency upgrades. likely to the HVAC system, the water heater, or solar on the roof. Smaller projects are exempt, and these upgrades will not be triggered at time of sale of the property, which was a huge issue. The city is taking comments now through April 12th on the Open City Hall website. You can also share it with us anytime. The hearing will be on May 21st at City Council if you want to be a part of that conversation. These are just a few of the things we've been working on with our governmental partners, but wanted to make you aware of those so you can continue to monitor and stay engaged with us on these issues. Thank you.